Right, we've got, who's that on the line?
It's Rob.
Rob, and, are you a doctor?
I'm a final year medical student. I'll be a doctor in 2 months, touch wood.
That's close enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, where do you study? Do you want to give, more details, or do you want to remain anonymous as you're calling in to...
I study at Barts Hospital.
Alright, great. So, why do, GPs, sometimes put, their finger up, a man's anus?
To see what's there. You know, if you've got hemorrhoids, if you've got an enlarged prostate, you know, it's either that or they stick up a big tube and have a look up with a light.
What?
And it's easier to do that.
Now, are you, dumbing this down for us, or are you gonna fail your medical exams by saying stick up a big tube with a light?
I'm dumbing it down.
Okay, come on then. We're all intelligent people here, and Carl. So you tell us what's that called?
It's called a sigmoidoscope.
Right.
Nice. That was a clever test, wasn't it, Rick?
12 inch long.
Yeah.
12 inch long tube that I can put up there.
So, Carl, would you prefer that or a finger?
Well, so do they sort of do the finger first, and then, I mean, at what point do they say, hang on, we need a light here? I mean...
It's normally if there's something wrong.
But, so if I go then, say if I go to this Wellman clinic, right, and they go, yeah, the art's good and that, yeah, finger, there you go, and then they go, hang on, I'm gonna go and get me light and tube. You know, I could start worrying then because they've sort of found something.
And they're not likely to go straight in with the tube. They'll probably send you off some tests first.
But Carl, there's nothing. But you go to these places to put your mind at rest and to know where you are with your health. I mean, it's not that you go along. That's what most people worry about. They think that because I'll go along and they'll find something. Well, one, that's illogical. It doesn't heighten the fact they'll find something because you go along. And two, if they do find something, it's a good job you went along. I mean, I'm a hypocrite because I don't go to the doctor. But you know, I've had that done.
You should be concerned if, when they shine the little light in your ear, it comes out the other side of your ear.
No,
the other ear comes right out the other side. That's when you should be worried.
But Rob, right, you said then, if they find something, they send me off for some tests. Why can't I just have the test without that and cut out the middleman? Do you know what I mean?
Because you're wasting lots of money.
There's hundreds of tests they could do, and they could do every test, and they could all come back with nothing. Or they could do the finger up there and send you for the 3 tests you need to find out what's wrong with you.
But in this day and age, with all the technology and that, and like brainy doctors and all that, the only way to find out is sticking a finger up there.
What are you worried about, Carl? Is it fundamentally that this doctor who's has done 6 years medical training, is it embarrassing to have a man's finger up your ass?
I just don't understand how you can get round to that without...
But what don't you like? Is it fundamentally you don't like anything up your ass, or is it the fact that it's a man's finger up there?
I don't like going to the doctors. It makes me nervous, because I think if anyone searches you long enough, they're going to find a fault with you, right? And especially if they're going that far into you. They're going to find something. And...
Probably not.
Well, you know, I just don't... I don't know how to get round to that sort of... that point where you get a... What do you talk to the doctor about when he's like, alright, nice day, strap your trousers?
He goes, he says, I'm gonna just,
Most people just shut up and let you do it, and then breathe a sigh of relief when you say there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But is that at the end of the test, or is that the first thing he does?
It's the last thing.
So that trousers up out the door.
Because he knows it ends conversation. He knows it's a bit of a faux pas. You know, the doctor says, "Oh, I better not kick off with the finger up the arse." What I do is I'll start on with the you know, the head, and then we're down and go, "Oh, one final thing, Mr. Pilkington."
So Rob,
he drops his keys and he goes, "Pick them up." And as you bend over,
will you be doing this, Rob? Is this what you're like open to do? You do all these.
I'll have to do it at some point. All doctors do it at some point, no matter what they specialise in.
So the first one, is there another doctor there to sort of make sure you're doing it right?
Not dentists.
No, but do you know...
Dentists aren't doctors anyway.
No.
But do you know what I mean? Like, normally it's like a co-pilot will have someone with them for the first one. So when you put your first finger in...
Yeah.
Will someone be there going, right, you just want to move to the left of it?
I've already done it.
Have you?
Yeah. So that's the thing with a student, you're learning. So you get people teaching you.
And you learn on...
Can I just point out, Rob, I think I'm right in assuming that, you have a glove on.
Yeah.
And there's lubrication.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt.
No.
There you go. What are you worried about, Carl?
Who's this person who everyone's testing on in your class?
It's not one person.
One person. There's like, when a patient comes in and they've got a problem, your boss, the consultant, he does his finger up, and if he finds something, he goes to the patient, is it alright if the student has a feel as well? Then the student puts on a glove, puts the leave on the glove, and sticks his finger up and sees what he comes out with.
Rob, I wish you could see Carl's face. I mean, his face when you said, and he says, can this fella have a go as well? He looked horrified. That he thought it was a free-for-all, like there's a queue of people trying on gloves and going, let's have a go. That looks good up there. What have you found?
No, but I mean, how come you had to sort of... Is it not something you could test on yourself rather than waiting for other people to come in? Because then, you know...
It's an awkward position to get to, really, isn't it?
Well, but you can have a good rummage then without feeling too awkward, but to sort of have a go on your first patient when you don't really know what you're looking for anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Never really thought about it.
Because you don't... If you've never done it before... You pop your finger in there, and you've got to sort of look. You've got to have an expression on your face, like you know what you're finding.
Well, they can't see what you look. They can't see your face.
There. You got the big boss consultant there going, now move your finger there, and you'll probably feel this because he's just done it. He knows what's there.
Well, what? Oh, so he's already had a go. He's had a feel, and he's going right. If you feel to the right, that's the conglomerate or whatever.
The congomblery, yeah. Its congomblery is in perfect working order.
Well, I'm still...
Thank you, Rod. I'm sorry you had to go through this. Carl is probably the worst patient you'll ever encounter in your medical career. Good luck with your finals, and thanks very much.
And do you know any female doctors who do this? Or?
Thank you, XFM 104.9. Thank you.
Josh Rags, it's the night time on XFM 104.9. Steve Merchant, Ricky Gervais, Karl Pilkington, and what is it time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Right then, so, there's this monkey, right?
Right.
In Canada. It's in a zoo in, Toronto, I think it is. His name's Pascal. Right? And, what happened was, all the people in the zoo, sort of said, you know, what can we do? Sort of spice the day up a bit, right?
Yeah.
So they left...
Embellishing. No way this is a news story.
Let him do the news.
Okay.
So they left...
Any dates?
Just let him read the news, alright? He wouldn't interrupt Moira Stewart.
It was about 2 weeks ago.
No, because she always says today, so you know it's news. She doesn't say, right, there was a monkey, right? In Canada,
on,
right?
Just finish the be all right.
A couple of weeks ago, in this zoo in Canada.
Right.
Jesus. They got a camcorder.
Right.
And they said, let's leave it for the monkey to have a play with, right? So, anyway, they passed it around.
Won a BAFTA.
And a couple of chimps and that were rubbish at it. They were like filming the floor and all that, and the fingers were always in shot and stuff like that, right? But anyway, there was this one chimp called Pascal, right? Who,
annoys me that he calls them monkeys, though. They're not monkeys, they're apes.
He was a dab hand at it, right? He was like, filming stuff, really good shots, you know, sort of nice mood and that. He used the lighting properly and all the rest of it.
No, he didn't!
This is the news. What are you talking about? This is the news.
Steve, it's so annoying. You know it annoys me so much. Things like that. He was a dab hand. He was doing really good shots. It really annoys me.
Let's hear the news.
Anyway, right, so he started, at night, like when the zookeepers went home, he started filming, like, other monkeys on the go, like, whilst they were at it, right? And he was filming them and what have you.
The Ron Jeremy of the zoo.
You know it's going to end up on the web.
So anyway, the zookeepers came in the next day and it's like, let's see what shots he's got. Anyway, he's got all this, like, you know, all these monkeys at it and what have you. So,
this is, honestly, you don't know what this is doing to me, Steve. Can I stop him now?
So they thought, like, actually there's a few monkeys who aren't at it enough. Do you know what I mean? They have problems and what have you, so let's give them the videos.
That is so untrue! This is so untrue! It's so untrue that it was filmed by a monkey!
So
it's so untrue!
Rick, I don't know who to believe.
shit! Oh, Carl, you're talking so much shit again! You must know that's not true. There's no way.
There's a load of tapes out.
Look at me! Look at me! Don't keep talking, look at me! You must know that's not true.
Can we just hear the end of this news?
You had a go at me last week because I didn't have the full story. I've got the full story, you're still not happy.
There is no way that, by chance, what should we do? Let's give him a camcorder. That could happen. He then films him at it. That might happen. It might happen, but I don't think he'd keep the camera still. 2, they go, hold on, this is good stuff. This is good shit. This porn's good shit.
Anyway,
look at that. He's got a lovely shot. Yeah. So this is ridiculous.
Let me just recap, because I lost my way there. So the monkey has filmed the monkey porn, and now they're showing it to the other monkeys.
Is he directing? Can you hear him saying stuff? Can you hear him go...
It's just like, you know, Chimp Pimp 1, 2 and 3 and all the rest of it, right? But anyway, so they've got all these other tapes, because what happened was, they said he's quite good at this.
Oh,
and the animals,
God!
And the animals are, happy having him around because he's not a human, he's just one of the gang, do you know what I mean? So they started putting him in with other things like, you know, ostriches.
Right.
And
talking shit.
There was also, and you know they have a problem with pandas in Japan. So they've sent him out there, filming a bit of. Where are you going?
Honestly, you really annoy me. There's no way this is happening.
Can we just hear the end?
Why can't he just find a real story about a monkey?
Let's hear the end.
The end is really that he's going to China, he's filming the pandas and whatever.
No, he's not! They wouldn't send a monkey director! They would not send a monkey director! Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen, possibly the greatest rock song of all time, I don't know. Big words.
Big words indeed, but I echo them.
Well, we're running out of time, we've got to get on with the show. It's near the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope the scientists stuck in a big, I don't know, hut in the middle of nowhere in pitch darkness, 10 of them.
I imagine they've been fascinated, Rick, by the finger up the arse discussion. We had
Chinese don't age well, gingers, all that.
The big fat kid.
Well, actually, they're probably securing the knowledge that if they want to kill some time and it's dark, there's nothing better than stick your finger up someone else's arse.
Exactly.
So enjoy that.
Hang on a minute, I want, there's more interesting territory here.
Don't forget, our sleep patterns have evolved on a day. The reason we sort of like go to sleep at night and have about 8 to 10 hours sleep is because that's our evolution.
No, but that's only, that's just because that's what we've got used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look at a sloth, that's asleep all the time. It's doing what it wants.
But it evolved differently, didn't it?
Right, you can't get away. You're not getting away with this anymore. If you want to live now, join in with us.
We do, of course, Rick, every week get thousands of emails. I mean, it's Freddie from Winchester says, of course, it was recently Valentine's Day. What's the most romantic thing that you've done for Suzanne, Carl, that you can think of?
I don't really do all that.
Sure.
Valentine's Day stuff.
It's just, the problem is, if you do it once, they expect it every year.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the problem with Christmas and stuff, innit? It's like, it's become, that's what you do now, every year.
Every day, yeah.
So I prefer to just sort of wait, you know what I mean? And you know, if I think of an idea or I know of something that she wants, I might get her something, but I might not do it on Valentine's Day. It's that thing, it's like how I've said about Pancake Tuesday. Make it Pancake Wednesday. Have it when you want. Why am I waiting? Why am I waiting for someone to tell me when I can have a pancake? I'll have it today if I want one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas Pancake Tuesday, no, I won't bother. I'll have trifle. So it's the same with this, you know, with Suzanne. Luckily, right, I mean, Valentine's Day and what have you, she was ill.
Luckily.
So we didn't have to go out. So I'd say, is he asking for advice?
Well, I suppose, certainly you may as well give it.
Treat them when they deserve it.
Alright.
I remember once when Suzanne was ill, she had a fever, but there was no food in the house. What did you suggest to her? She was too ill.
Well, it was when we were still living in Manchester and that, and you know, we needed to get some food in for tea and stuff. And I said, come to the supermarket. She was like, no, I'm ill, you go. And I hate buying food. I just sort of get a bit blank when I'm looking at it. There's too much, isn't there? That's the problem. You go down all these aisles and there's just too much. So anyway, I said, no, come with me. She was like, oh, but I've got this fever, I'm hot and everything. So I said, well, come to the supermarket, you go on the frozen aisle, cool yourself down. And she did, and she said, you know, it made it worse, she was ill for another 3 days.
How would you go about chatting up a woman in a bar? What tips could you give?
I've never worked like that. It's always been like a friend of a friend and all that, and just happened to meet them. And then, you know, you have a chat, and then...
How did you meet Suzanne?
That was when I was working with her, and she gave me 20p for the hot chocolate machine. She never asked for it back. Thought she's all right. Been there sort of 11 years, so it works.
Has she ever given you that? You've never given that 20p
Never
back?
asked for it back.
And did you return the favour, perhaps on the next date? You buy her a Kit Kat or something?
No, I don't think I did. I think word got out that she liked me and that. And what did I do? I think I did some work for her. I did some editing for her, to sort of show off my skills and that.
Sure.
And she was like, "Oh, you're good at this, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah." And I think she got us another drink because I was doing that editing for her in my own time.
So you're up on the deal, aren't you? Because I know now, I've heard for a fact that you've not spent any money on her in 11 years, so you're 40p up.
At least. Lawrence from New York says, I was wondering how Mr. K. Pilkington would interpret this famous saying of philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein. The quote is, if a lion could talk, we could not understand him.
Even if he's English.
Yeah, if a lion could speak English, so there's no language barrier, he's speaking English words and using all the correct grammar and everything, but you wouldn't be able to understand what he was saying.
Why?
Because it is from a different world. His frames of reference would be so bizarre that you wouldn't be able to get a grasp on what he was talking about, because you'd have so little in common, even if he used real words.
No, but he's talking English.
Yeah, no, but his reference points would be just so far removed. You know, they're removed slightly when, if you saw two people talking about Kierkegaard, you'd
I
hear...
wouldn't understand it.
Exactly. So remove that 1 billion times to a different species with different input.
No, but it depends. If I'm talking to a lion in London Zoo,
Yeah.
he'll be saying, "Oh, I'm fed up of being stuck in here." I'll go, "Yeah." It's like that. It depends what his background is. I mean, there's some people who might have lived down the road from me, but have a totally different life.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter that it's a lion, does it?
Well, yeah, because they're just trying to remove it even more. So now it's not just a bloke who lived a few doors away. Now it's not even a bloke. Now it's not even...
Yeah, but I'd pick something smaller,
right.
or something, you know, a worm without a mouth. I'd go, definitely not.
What? Definitely not what?
I wouldn't be having a chat with it. I just think that a worm that's underground,
Yeah.
what's it got to offer me? It's blind and it hasn't got a mouth. It's not going to be a good day out with it, is what I'm saying. It's not going to have that much to say to me, even if it's English. Right?
Even if it's...
And how can you tell if a worm is English? Does it wear a very tiny bowler hat?
Oh, Christ.
But do you understand?
What about a jellyfish?
No, you see, I think that's where you can say you wouldn't be able to have a good chat with them, because to me, the sea might as well be another world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In a way, I think the fish sort of have more rights than us,
What do you mean?
just because when whoever made the world, right?
Yeah.
Say, you know, we're just bigging up God, but if
Yeah.
I was to have a go at him,
Yeah.
I'd say you added too much water,
Criticism 1 to God, right?
right? So
How would you have changed that? Just
more land.
Fair enough. Now, why have fish got more rights than us? That was what I was interested in.
Because there's loads of them, and when you look at the amount of sea on the world, right? There's loads of that. You only have to like you know, I was in Malaga the other week, right? And you know, you look in the sea, there's loads of different fish, and that's just in like 8-foot water. If you go miles out, there's like all sorts of weird fish, isn't there, with like lights on them and everything. So, and there's just millions of different types.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
But why does that mean they've got more rights than us?
just because I think, you know, rights come in numbers, don't they? If you know what I mean. Like, if there's one of you shouting, people go, "Oh, he's an idiot, shut up," whatever. If there's loads of you shouting, they go, "Oh, best listen to them, see what they've got to say."
Right.
And that's what I mean about fish.
Yeah.
There's loads of fish,
Right.
so
But they're not really making their voices heard, though, are they, Carl?
Yeah.
I know, because they're underwater. But what I mean is, I don't know what I mean.
Carl, right? What do you think it's like being a crab? If you could go now, your mind into a crab, what would you see? Where would you be? What would you be doing? What would you be thinking? What would you think of all the other things? The crabs you'd see, the squids you'd see. What's it like? Do you think? I want you to. It's like creative writing. Just think. Just let yourself go. Come on.
It's got to be a crab.
What do you think of a slug? What do you think to be a slug? What would you do if you were transported now into a slug? What would you do? and Suzanne, you're suddenly in the kitchen, but you're a slug, and Suzanne's sort of like there, just making tea and that. How do you let her know it's you?
It's impossible. I'd just chuck myself into the salt pot or something. No, because what do you do? I'd hate that. That would be horrible, that.
Oh, God.
Have you ever read Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis? In which a man wakes up and he's turned into a giant beetle? And that's the whole story. I think it might be of interest to you.
So what happened to him with the beetle?
Well, I don't want to ruin it for you in case you read it.
I won't
but
be reading it, don't worry.
He joined a pop group with 3 other people. He was brilliant.
No, it's a really wonderful book. It's a kind of almost heartbreaking because, of course, he does, like Ricky's saying, he finds it very hard then to relate to other people, even though he still has the consciousness of a human. You know, his parents, his rest of his family, they don't know how to deal with him, you know, because he's a giant beetle. He becomes a freak, he becomes an outsider. It's terrible, you know.
But hang on, though. Is he a giant beetle? Or is it... Well, yeah, well, that's not going to go down well, is it? That, of course, people aren't going to like you. But if it's a normal-sized one, then you just get in with the other beetles, don't you? Whereas if you're a giant...
How would you do that? How would you ingratiate yourself? Right, so you're suddenly a beetle, you're Karl Pilkington, right? There's other people, they're doing their business, they're scuttling around, and you go in there, and they look at you as a new beetle. What's your first... What do you do? How do you ingratiate yourself?
Well, for a bit, I wouldn't sort of barge into their house and that. I'd wait until they're out and about, and I'd like in life, right? Sort of help them out. I don't know what beetles do all day. I've never seen one doing anything. They just seem to be going from one place to another. Right. I've never seen them carrying anything. I don't know what they eat. I don't know what they do. I don't know how we got them, right? But what I mean is, I'd watch them and I'd sort of help them out. And, I mean, you know, it's like going on a date or meeting a woman, isn't it?
But what if there is...
Whoa, hang on, what do you mean? How is it like going on a date with a woman?
Well, it's like I said about Suzanne with her hot chocolate. She bought me that and I've gone, she's all right. Right? She gets me another one before I know it. She's living with me. So,
So you're these beetles, they're scrubbing around, right? You're sort of like watching them, and then you realise that you want to mate with this female beetle. What do you do? What's your first move?
Yeah, but I don't know what beetles do I? So I don't know what you do. I don't know if you go up and go, all right. What do they do? How do they get on?
Well,
it's a different world. I don't know yet, do I? Because I haven't done it.
Would you feel bad, because having your own mind in this beetle, right? Would you feel bad shagging a beetle? Would you feel that was a bit sick, because you've got a human mind?
Well, no, because you just close your eyes and that, wouldn't you? Think of something else. So, get round it that way. There's no point getting down about it, because I'm stuck now as a beetle. So you've got to get on with it.
But if you're a slug, you said you'd throw yourself in the salt pot. What would you do if you were a beetle if you got depressed? And you see all the other humans. No, you see your mates, right? They're listening to the iPod. What would you do?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. No, beetles are different because they do tend to hang about with each other. A slug's always on its own. It's a lonely insect, isn't it?
It's not an insect.
All right, what is it?
A mollusk.
Right, they're lonely. I've never seen a load of snails all together or slugs wandering about. Whereas beetles seem to knock about in crowds.
Yeah.
So, oh God, okay, all right, another one.
So they're sociable creatures, and it wouldn't bother you that you've got the mind of Karl Pilkington in there? Because you can't communicate with these people, because they don't speak English, they don't have any communication with you.
Yeah, but if it's happened to me, there'll be another one in there.
Okay, then.
Yeah, Darkness. I believe in a thing called love on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, you're Steve Merchant, sure. That's little Karl Pilkington over there. Where is he? There he is.
There he is, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hey! Back together again.
The old gang.
Yeah, it started last week.
Yeah,
I think
triumphant return.
I think it went well last week, didn't it, Karl? Good show, wasn't it?
You loved it, didn't you, Karl?
Brilliant, right?
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, you weren't speaking to Suzanne last week at this time because you said she had a haircut, probably quite an expensive haircut. She's a lady in media. She's got to look good. She probably doesn't go to the barber like you or just shave it at home. Probably spent quite a little bit of money on it. She came home. She thought, well, my sweetheart, my lover, my sweetheart, you know what I mean? The man in my life is gonna love this.
Well, he adores everything about me. He's gonna love my hair.
She walked in. Hello, Karl. Alright? You look like Dave Hill from Slade. Is what you said to the poor woman. And then talked about it on air. She was furious about that. So what did you do?
Karl?
She did listen, yeah. She wasn't happy.
Did you hear you slagging her hair off?
Yeah. What
so this is probably annoying her now.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. We can do a lot today because she's at work. So,
and of course, no one's going to tell her.
Let's have a chat about a fat arse, shall we? Straight hold on. Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
You are in so much trouble. That's. Look, he's realised he is a little bit worried. Oh, didn't you go and buy her a coat or something?
Took her out on Sunday and treated her to a new coat and that.
Yeah.
But I offered, I said as well,
baseball
I said I'd pay to have it done again.
Oh no! Carl, you have. Oh God! Oh my Christ!
So she listened to the show. What did she say? You got home. She'd heard you slagging her hair off.
Imagine that. He thinks that's a good thing. So like, we've won the pools. Brilliant. What are we doing? Well, you can have facial surgery now, love. It's sort of like, it's just, Christ. You offered to have it done again. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
I got home and she's like, oh, being moody with me, right?
yeah.
You thought something's wrong, so you must have listened to the show when
Yeah.
I was slagging off her hair.
Well, his first thought was she probably looked at herself in the mirror. She agrees with me.
Yeah, that barber's been round again.
Yeah.
And she just said, oh, that wasn't very nice of you, was it?
Oh.
So I just said, hang on a minute. I said, that's what we do on the show. When I'm slagging off, you know, Chinese people looking old or whatever, I said, you never interfere.
Sure.
I love the fact.
She's got to get her priorities right.
I love the fact that she's in the same queue as a billion people you've never met.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. She's in the same queue. Well, you didn't complain when I was
because
slagging off.
Carl, I don't think Carl has ever admitted he might be in the wrong. Ever. Certainly not to you or I. So did
That
you admit...
is so true.
Isn't it?
That is so true.
He's never admitted that he might be in the wrong. So did you, in this instance, agree that maybe you'd overstepped the mark?
No, I just said she took it badly. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's only a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
Steve, you haven't seen it, so you can't start interfering on this one.
No, okay.
No, I haven't seen it, but I very much doubt she looks like Dave Hill from Slade, who, if I'm, unless I'm mistaken, used to cut his hair with garden shears blindfolded.
Well.
So, you know what I mean? And did her teeth stick out and she started speaking with a Brummie accent as well?
I've got used to it now anyway. So,
And so did you bought... So at some point you came crawling back and you said, do you want me to buy you a coat?
I just said, let's leave that, let's go out and have a good weekend.
Sure.
But get your hat before we go. And,
Oh, God!
treated her to a new coat and that. 'cause it's a nice coat, so people will look at that rather than
The hair.
looking at the head.
So if anyone...
Does it do flash? It's got obscenities across the back.
If anyone who knows Carl's girlfriend is listening...
Tell her.
And maybe you're a work colleague and you're listening to the show...
Because
or
I
what
think
or
this is
something,
terrible.
Get her to phone him now.
Get her to phone him now. I mean,
Get her
forget
to phone
the
on the
hair.
XFM number.
What's the fat ass complaint line? Because you are in deep shite. Cemetery Gates by the Smiths, of course, off the Queen is Dead album. Lovely tune. Makes you happy, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a nice song about dead people.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I just wondering, Rick, what your opinions are, what your thoughts
Go
are on Britney Spears.
Liked a couple. Bit bored. I think she's panicking a little bit. I think she's a little bit desperate with all this Madonna stuff.
Yeah, all the kind of lesbian
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, she's alright. I've got nothing against the girl.
Well, I think it was in Hot Tickets magazine.
Sure.
It's free with the Evening Standard.
Yeah.
Oh, I might get some free Evening Standards now. I've plugged that.
Yeah.
I was just reading in there that, I don't know if it's still going to happen, but apparently she was going to do a little cheeky appearance at GAY.
G-A-Y.
In London. And, obviously I was quite excited because I'm a Spears
Do you
fan.
know, sorry, do you know that's what that spells, don't you?
GAY.
Yeah.
Gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it is a gay club.
Oh, sure,
This
go on.
is what I was ascertaining from the article.
Oh, because they've
Yeah.
they've called it what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And apparently she was gonna be previewing some of her new album live on stage at GA1. Now that's an intimate venue. Normally you'd have to see someone like Spears, probably at Wembley Arena, something like
Yeah.
that. I'm thinking I'm a Spears fan. You know, get up a couple of the gang together.
Yeah.
You know.
For the lads.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cruise down there.
Yeah.
But then I read on in the article that apparently the doorman at GAY were only going to let in regulars. And the way they were going to ascertain if you were a regular was by asking a series of questions at the door.
What, testing if you're
Testing
really...
you out. Now, I don't know if the questions would be about the interior of GAY.
Or the interior of someone else.
Yeah. Or just general kind of...
Like,
you know.
what do you reckon you'd have passed the pretend?
Well, that's what I was wondering
So
myself.
you'd have had to pretend to be
GAY.
GAY to get in to see Spears. Now
Can
that
you say gay on the radio?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But
Now
I'm always
there's
intrigued to know
irony,
if,
isn't it? So you're pretending to be gay to get into a club to see a bird that you like.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll give you a little quick test.
Right.
Shall I? Alright. Alright, sorry, what's your name, mate?
Paolo.
Alright, Paolo.
Yeah.
You haven't done a lot with your hair, you just sort of let it grow out. I mean, would you be putting product on a bit later? Because, I mean, you don't look very, sort of like, you look sort of quite
masculine, quite.
Yeah, well, sort of like you didn't care, like you have no care about how you look, like you're
normally it would be shaved. Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We would say normally that looks about like 3 months growth there. Why haven't you?
I've been ill.
Nothing serious?
Nothing serious.
Okay.
No, that's why I let it grow. So it's grown.
Okay. So what time would you normally be going out then? Paolo?
Normally I'd go out about sort of, I'd go out about 8-ish.
8 o'clock in the evening you go?
No.
Because that sounds a bit early, that's what...
No, I'd go out about 3 in the morning normally.
Right, so I was like, yeah, okay, right, so that's right, yeah. Where'd you go, down sort of...
Down
Compton Street for a coffee and then onto
yeah.
GAY
Something like
with
that,
your little shaved head. Okay, well, you're doing
Sounding
fine.
pretty gay.
Sounding pretty good. Can I just ask you one final question?
20 bender points?
It's 20 bender points, so I'm just going to let you in.
Okay,
I'm just going to tell the guys to let you in. But I've got one more question.
Yeah.
Do you prefer knobs or tits, Paolo?
Knobs.
Knobs, you love knobs, do you?
Oh,
Can't get enough knobs. So you hate tits, I assume?
Loads of them.
You hate tits, do you?
Yes.
Okay. What? Even Liza Minnelli's?
I don't know what to say. I love hers.
But not in a straight way.
In a straight way. In a
So okay. So you love knobs more than tits, right? Okay.
I love knobs.
In you go.
Thanks very much.
You know Brittany's on, do you?
Oh, she is so sexy.
Oh.
See, that's what would give me away. It'd be like the Great Escape.
It's just the last.
Yeah.
You just. Well, I mean, I think you're probably a bit bi.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
but I mean, go in anyway.
Thanks very much.
Okay, the drinks are quite expensive.
Oh, I thought so.
Pop your shirt off, will you? Coldplay, Speed of Sound. Steve, I know you like an insight to my musical taste, but that's my favourite Coldplay track of all time. I just thought I'd just throw that in.
Not a fan of clocks?
No, I think I've overplayed Parachutes a little bit, and but that's my favourite one. Like it.
I'm afraid to say I'm a bit of a Philistine when it comes to Coldplay. That sounds the same as all the other ones. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, you'll have to meet these boys one day.
Yeah, well, I'll tell them to their face. I don't care. A little bit rock and roll. I don't care.
Well, I'm Ricky Gervais. That little funny little Wurzel type voice over there is Stephen Merchant, and with us our producer Karl Pilkington. All right.
Whenever we say producer, of course, that is in inverted commas.
Yeah.
Done with the fingers.
Well, he didn't have it. I wanted to play some off my iPod today to record it because they didn't have it here. It's a great track called Anthony and the Johnsons. He didn't even have the lead. He went, right, it's difficult. And he went, is it any good? I went, yeah, it's really good. He went, well, why haven't we got it here already then? That's the paradigm, is it? If X-Man hasn't got it, it's no good. Four Non-Blondes doing well, is it? That's still in the cupboard, is it? Unbelievable. We're a little bit annoyed today, aren't we, actually?
I'm really annoyed.
Yeah, all that stuff we did last week, that Landauer sent us some sparkling wine, and we thought, right, you shamelessly plugged it.
Yeah.
How many times you mentioned it? Like 20 times?
20 times.
Well, the finale was hitting Carl on the head with a cork. That's on the website, by the way.
Okay.
RickyGervais.com. Go there and see Carl being hit in the head with a cork, right?
Yeah.
We said, look, send us free stuff, we'll talk about it.
Nothing. The cupboard
literally
is
nothing.
empty. The cupboard is bare.
No one has thought, I tell you what, there's those guys from The Office.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's be honest, Rick, we are taste makers. We're opinion formers, you and I.
Yeah.
And you'd have thought if anyone was going to send us some free stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it makes me
unbelievable.
fume. And do you know what it is? It's because people, PR people and that, they've realised no one's listening.
But not only are we going against all our principles and losing our dignity just for some free stuff.
And integrity.
And integrity, yeah. We're going against excellent policy, because obviously they would have got thousands of pounds for Landauer to be mentioned last week.
Come on,
20 times. No, it wouldn't. It's 40
It's
quid, isn't it?
XFM, Rick.
It's 40 quid.
Yeah.
40 quid for a 9-minute advert.
Exactly.
So advertise your quality stuff here.
Yeah.
Jeff's Garage. Cheaper than some other garages. Actually, if there
Did
is
we play an advert once for a tattoo parlour? Yeah! Do you remember that? I'm sure we played an advert for a tattoo parlour. What tattoo parlour can afford to advertise on a radio station? Unless it's a tin pot one like this.
Oh, God! Oh, I've got some good music today, though, Steve.
Oh, really, I hope so. I'll be the judge of that. Go on,
Yeah,
what have you got?
well, AC/DC.
Oh,
Have you got a bit of bare skin? You need colouring in? Come along to Ron's bike shop and tattoo parlour. He'll write Mum on your hand and give you Harley a tune-up while you wait. I can't believe no one wants to advertise with us.
and that only costs, what, 20 quid?
Yeah.
And they play that
I mean,
instantly.
I turned down millions of pounds to do adverts because I think it's beneath me. And I thought last week I'll give a little bit back. I'll excite all these people who want to get a bit.
Nothing.
All I'm thinking is, Steve, either our cash rate's gone down, no one wants us anymore, right? Which is impossible, surely.
I would have thought so.
Or we're on a tin pot station that no one listens to. Now,
Correct answer. Correct answer.
unbelievable. I'm having to hold on the pop shield of this mic because it keeps falling off.
It's embarrassing. This
It's
whole room is
awful.
embarrassing.
I mean, oh God. Well, Carl, what are your thoughts? Why have you stuck it out here?
Nothing better coming in, I would have thought.
Well, I'll tell you
alright,
why. Because
okay.
you're always on holiday. You don't do a lot. You get paid, well, doesn't he, really? He's a moaning. I mean, he doesn't try and get on at all. He doesn't deal with people. He moans about everything. And, so he's,
I'm alright, I've got my own little room and that.
like a cage. It is like a cage, isn't it? And he can shut the door. If people walk past, he can shut the door. He doesn't want them looking in. He's like a miserable old chimp. We noticed today how much he's simian, isn't
He's
he?
very strange, actually. We maybe should try and get a picture on the website because Carl's arms are particularly chimp-like. It's very, very strange.
Because he's got that he's got long downy hair. It's
And
not
the
like
long extended knuckles.
Yeah, and he's totally round-faced, that sort of the chin goes back and the dome of his cranium. I think, quite seriously, I know we sort of share about 98.5% of our genetic material with, bonobos and chimpanzees, but I think he's got a little bit more.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's a little bit of a throwback. Just his line, they just kept to this sort of, really the ugliest one in the cave.
Yeah.
And the tree, and he really didn't come out of it. I'm not saying you are, I don't think you are. Yeah, you're chimp-like.
No, it does annoy me. My hair annoys me on my body and that. Because I've got like hair on my little toes and that.
Have you?
And on the legs. and
Would
then,
you
like,
see your little toes? Can you pick things up with them?
I was tried.
Okay.
Well, that's the finale of this week's show. We're going to see if he can play a record and put the fader up
From a tyre, while swinging in a tyre.
just using his hairy toes.
Yeah.
I've sort of got hair all the way, but then it just runs out where it should be.
On the
I
top of your
know.
head.
Top of your
Yeah.
head. It's just-
And is this part of the reason why you're always uncomfortable about, being nude or around naked people? Is that partly the reason, do you think, because you look so grotesque?
Well, when I'm on holiday, I don't really like wandering about without a top on unless, like, it's a quiet beach or whatever.
Sure. So what would you
there's
normally
no
wear?
need.
Shirt
I just
and
have
tie?
like a nice sort of light, summery, sort of linen shirt, maybe, just
Yeah.
a few top buttons open.
Yeah.
But, I don't like, the naked body isn't that nice anyway, is it? You know what I mean? Whatever it is, if you're a cat and you're shaved, you don't look that nice. You know what I mean? But with
I
hair
think
on
you'll
it-
find a cat is naked even with its fur on. Cats don't wear clothes.
No, but what I mean is, a bald cat isn't that good. You know it does me head in that I'm bald. I'm not, I wish, if I could have hair, it would be nice, but that's life.
Would you
isn't it?
prefer animals to wear clothes like Mickey Mouse does? Or Goofy?
You know that I don't like nudist and all that, we've done it.
But don't you think sometimes you could sort of like, maybe, I don't know, fancify a little bit? Like, if there was such a thing as an ape, salon, and there isn't, Carl, there isn't, right? Would you give a orangutan a trim, maybe start with hair? Because some of those look like they're going bald, but they've got a comb over,
They
don't
should
they?
just have a shave. When it's like that. That's what I did. Take it back.
And the underarms as well. Yeah, they've really got a lot of underarm hair. Even the women ones.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I know. I don't know. I don't even know why they breed. I don't know. I don't know how they get those laid, some of those horrible old, hairy ginger orangutans.
Yeah, they are particularly grim, some of those.
I know, yeah.
The big ones.
I know.
Ginger
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
We can't be happy, can we? What is that? Where did that happen, the ginger thing? Why do people give them, like, a hard time and that?
Well, you just gave them a hard time then, so why did you do it? You were
No,
just flying in,
it's
were
just
you,
that
to
people do sort of give I don't understand why, but ginger people get quite a bit of stick, and I've never understood it.
No, I was doing it. It's just, I don't know why. I don't know.
Though, don't they?
I don't know. It might be historical. It might have been because I'm sure they don't everywhere in the world. I'm sure it's probably.
No, they are. They're always. I've said to you about even like ginger cats are always fat because they're sort of sick of it probably.
Wait. Ginger cats, what do you mean
when
they're
you
sick
see a
of it?
ginger cat,
they've been eating, like, because
yeah,
they're
'cause
upset,
fed up and
they've been
that.
bullied
You never
and
see
things.
like a thin, happy ginger cat running about. He's always overweight and looking a bit fed up. It's just a good point, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it was a good point, Carl, it's a point.
So last week, the Chinese don't age well. Now, anything ginger, including cats,
Yeah.
are sick of it.
No, but I'm just saying.
Are
I
you
don't-
ginger? Would you like to take issue with any of Carl's points? 83
I know if
XFM
you're
is the
ginger.
text. You can text us. Maybe you've seen a thin ginger cat.
I'm not having a go though. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's weird how people give them a hard time. And it's if I could have hair, I'd go for ginger hair rather than being bald.
Really?
Mm.
What was your last holiday? A couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a cheap one though.
Go on, where'd you
It was
go?
only 250 quid.
Yeah, brilliant. Go on.
Just a place in
You
Menorca.
don't want to waste money, do you?
Menorca. It's just
You've been there before, haven't you?
no, I don't think I have.
You've basically been to the same places over there.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, there was nothing there to see. It was just. Even the weather wasn't that good. But
So it was a
I don't
waste
know
of
why I
time.
went.
No wonder it was 250 quid.
I don't know why I went.
But it's an experience.
So you and Suzanne went away for an idyllic holiday. It was £250 all in for a week, was it? Weather wasn't very good. There was nothing to see.
It was a shithole.
Right. What did you do?
I just sat outside and I was watching.
In the rain.
But you didn't even
No.
need to hire a villa then. You could have just like pitched up and said, "Can I sit here?"
We had our own space, and for the first day it was all right. And then then a family moved in next door from Scotland, and they were loud. And I hate it when people are loud and you can't understand what they're saying because their accents was really strong. So it's like, no, I can't even sit here and listen to what's going on. It's like really strong accent.
Brilliant.
The kid was only young, but he sounded old. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what that means.
No, I've no idea.
Just the Scottish voice, it sounds old. Even though he was a baby, he had a voice of an old man.
I don't know what that
But
means.
this is what I'm saying. You don't go anywhere where you can embrace the change and the difference. You go to places where just some annoying people come and move in next
I
door.
had paella. I mean, it depends. It depends how much you want out of life. How much, what? Yeah, like I said to you, life's about learning.
What do you want to learn?
I'm just saying that's what life's about. If you don't learn anything, then what's the point? You might as well be a mayfly.
Right.
We've got all these years on the planet.
Yeah.
See something.
Hold on. This is what Steve's saying.
I know, but I'm saying watch it on the telly.
There we are. There's the rub.
Rilo Kiley. Portions for foxes.
If you love good music, by the way, you should tune into Six Music on
Well-
Sunday afternoons, the Steve Show.
Well, at the moment you're listening to Enemy Radio.
Well, yeah, but-
You can listen to that on enemyradio.com or on your telly,
Yeah.
on the internet,
Go to
everywhere
BBC
around the world.
if you want to-
Enemy. Probably, along with Rolling Stone, one of the most famous, most respected
Yeah.
music.
Well, yeah, but you can carry on reading.
Magazines.
You can carry on reading Rolling Stone magazine after you're about 16 years of age. Have you read The Enemy? Well,
Not for a while.
The letters pages. People complaining about the haircut of the bloke from the Kaiser Chiefs. It's not a pressing concern. Move on.
That's the problem, isn't it? That's me with music. I like to sing along to a track, but
I doubt that.
I do. Well,
Go on.
No, I sort of hum.
Go on then. What's the last track you hummed along to?
What's your shower song? People supposedly have a shower song they sing in the shower. What's yours?
Oh, with my boiler being broke, it's got to be a short one.
How's that going?
People won't believe it. See, that's the other thing that people think. I've been moaning about the boiler since about 2006.
Yeah.
I've had it fixed loads of times. Still the fault now. Every summer it's come round again. The hot weather. It's not working.
Get a new boiler.
I can't get a new one. People keep saying get a new one. I can't get a new one. 'Cause
Why?
no one will fit one in the cupboard that it's in.
What, you can't find a single boiler in the world?
No. What they said was, British Gas said they can't touch it because it's dangerous.
That's good.
I got in a dodgy fella to try and sort it, and he said, "Oh, I don't want to take that one. It seems too dangerous." He said, "Have you got an alarm in here?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "It lets out gases. Make sure you have a thing because this is old boiler. I'm not messing with it."
So immediately you went out and got that seen to.
No, I've got an alarm now.
Have you?
Yeah,
What, you're
it's fine.
genuinely telling me there is no one anywhere who
The-
can take this
the
boiler out? What
only
they got to
thing-
do, they just got to blow up the house,
No,
have they?
what they said was, they said we can put one in your lounge for you. Because they said you've got to knock a wall down, all this. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
You got to knock a wall down.
They said knock a wall down to put up a new boiler, and I don't want to start knocking walls down just for the sake of hot water. It's not worth it. Put the kettle on. I can't be bothered. So yeah, it is still ongoing.
You ain't got to wash his hair, has he?
That's true.
So yeah, I don't really have a shower song. But yeah, music's all right. I just don't want to know everything about
Music's
it.
all right.
No, it's good.
It's one of the seven wonders
I
of
know,
the world.
I know it is. Yeah, it's good.
It's beyond. I can't describe. I couldn't try to describe how amazing music
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I know. It's
Not the shit we've been playing.
No, I'm just.
But I mean,
I'm
you
just.
know,
I'm
Yeah,
just
good
saying.
music, classical
Vaughan
music.
Williams and Beethoven.
The music affects the brain in extraordinary ways. People with, you know, sleeping sickness who are otherwise almost in a vegetative state hear music, they can suddenly can come awake, they can sometimes even dance. You know, I was watching a documentary the other night about people with, you know, Tourette's syndrome, where it affects, you know, the body and different you know, they have spasms and twitches, but when they're drumming, all those spasms and twitches go away. Other people who've got the IQ of children, and yet they can play classical pieces, they can improvise in an extraordinary jazz way.
It does
It's a
something to
remarkable
you.
thing.
Music
It works
does
on a
something
subconscious
to
No,
level.
it does. Yeah, there's an Elvis song that my hairs always go up on my back every time I hear it. I don't know why. Every time I hear
Well,
it.
I know why, because
Yeah.
there's none on your head.
But you've worked in music, you've worked around music for years,
yeah,
and not
yeah,
once
yeah.
has it improved your IQ.
No, do you know the biggest problem, Steve? I don't want to moan.
You do.
You can't get away from noise these days, and that's the problem. I think that's music's almost got too important now. People can't think, and that's the problem with music. There's always noise. You can't get away from it, and I can't concentrate. If there's any sort of noise, I can't concentrate. My brain's going, "What's the noise?" And my ears are going, "I don't know. Go and have a look." And
I love the
guys-
fact that your brain's talking to your ears.
it's all
The
connected.
irony is, I genuinely think that conversation is going on
I
in
know,
Carl's head.
and I think the ears are slightly cleverer than his brain.
No,
Yeah.
they all kick in, don't they? Yeah, I'm sat there, my brain's working.
Go
I might
on.
be writing something, I might be doing that book, I'm thinking, my brain's going, right, yeah, it's working, and then a noise happens outside. My ears go, what's that? My eyes go, well, I'll have a look. Brain goes, yeah, go on then. Suddenly, they're not even thinking about the book.
They!
All the sense-
They!
No.
It's you!
No, but
There's no conversation
no,
between ears
but
and
this
eyes
is
and
where it's
brains.
interesting.
He's read the numbskulls. Do you remember that as a kid? Lots of little people inside a person's brain making it work. Herman's head for American.
Yeah, turning a wheel
Yeah.
to
I've
move
said to you
Go on.
though, well, how do you know which one's in charge? Because my brain was quite happy doing that book, but my ears got bored.
Make a note of that, someone. If you're listening, make a note of that. The brain was quite happy working on the book, but my ears got
No, the
bored.
way I see it is your brain is like the adult.
The
Your
what?
The adult.
Oh,
In
I thought
you.
you said adult.
And your
adult.
ears and your eyes are like the kids, and they get bored quicker. And the brain's
Carl,
quite happy.
This doesn't work at all as a metaphor on any level, biologically, philosophically.
It does.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work at all.
It does, because your brain does the thinking. Now, if I have earplugs in,
Yeah.
my brain can think better without the ears.
Yes, because there's nothing to put it off. It's concentrating. That's a distraction.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Your ears are just receptacles.
Hear him,
They're-
hear him out.
Yes.
Hear him
Go on.
out.
So if your ears can't do their job, it's like a well-behaved kid. It sits there. It's quite happy. It's not interested in what's going on around it. Take the earplugs out, they go mental. What's that noise? What noise? Go and have a look. Eyes, go and have a look.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the ramblings of a maniac.
Can you tell your brain to tell your mouth to talk some sense?
Well, which order would you say it works in?
Well, it's all working at the same time, isn't it?
No, but your brain's at the beginning of the. If it was a circuit, your brain's at the beginning.
No, necessarily. Not with hearing something. Your ears come first, but they're passive. Your ears are merely receptacles for sound, right? They're a conduit to the brain. So hearing is only thought. Hearing isn't the airwaves hitting your
You
eardrum.
can't block it out.
No, what I'm saying is that's a passive thing. Your fingers, when it touches something, it's your brain that develops that information. Your fingers aren't going, oh, I recognise that, it's a piece of cheese. It just touches it and your brain recognises it. It's all done in the brain. No, not convinced?
I'm just.
That information
all-
is still being worked on by the brain.
All I can do is tell you the way I work, and I know if I'm sat in a quiet place
No, Carl.
with nothing around
No, you
me,
can't tell me the way your brain works.
my ears get bored.
That makes no sense at all.
I'm telling you, if I'm in a quiet place, my
Right.
brain is happier. It can focus on what it's doing. The ears almost go, there's an out to ear here, call it a day. The eyes,
No, they
the
don't.
eyes are going, well, there's now to see outside. Just chill out. Whereas if there's a noise outside, if it's a noisy street, everything's kicking in. My brain's getting annoyed. My ears are going, what's that racket? My eyes are thinking, oh, what was that scream? What's happened?
What's your nose doing?
Why is your eyes thinking, what's the scream?
What?
Why are your eyes getting concerned with noise?
He wants to see what the ears have heard.
Bad Day and REM on XFM 104.9. It's Carl's Quiz. It's a classic film. He's done some jiggery pokery. He's in the film. It's his favourite film of all time. I thought The Elephant Man was your favourite film of all time.
It's up there, but this is like this film's got everything. It's got hilarious bits in it. It's got sad bits in it.
I've got the headphones on because I've got to hear it, and I don't usually wear headphones. But I just realised how noisy I am. Does that go out when I'm sort of
does.
Does it really?
Yes.
So when I'm sort of like tapping and writing and that, because it's really clear.
Everyone can hear that.
Really?
Yeah. The thing about that microphone, Rick, is it doesn't just pick up your voice. It picks up all the sounds.
Oh, that must be.
Like you scratching now. It's you, I don't know what it is. You've got there, some kind of rash.
Well, look, it's eczema. I think. Look, what's that? Oh,
Eczema, yeah.
Oh God, and what's that one then?
That's just one of your enormous fat tits.
What's that? But yeah, that must be irritating to listen to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
If your voice weren't bad enough,
Yeah, I'm moving the mic.
moving the mic then, that makes a noise.
Leaving that.
Eating sandwiches, drinking coffee.
Yeah. Right, come on then, Carl.
Right. So the film is Kes. You got to listen to it properly. At the end, there'll be a question about what's happened in there, so you got to listen, take it all
I
in.
love the fact that in pole position, in positions 1 and 2 of his favourite films of all time, it's The Elephant Man and Kes.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right. Am I leaving the mics open a bit when this is going out? Or what?
Yeah, let's have a listen.
Yeah. All right. So don't talk then, right?
Just put that hot dog down, Rick.
And this is the bit in Kes where it's the teacher and he gets up and he has to
Glover.
talk.
What's his name? Is it Brian Glover?
No.
No.
No, it's
What's
the other teacher.
The other one.
Anyway.
Alright, go on.
All right. So here we go.
Things that had actually happened. I've got
yeah.
another one. What about you, Casper? Casper!
All right.
All right?
All right.
You haven't been listening to a word I've said, have you?
Yeah, I heard some of it. Yeah, you
Some of it?
just.
Stand up. Always somebody, isn't there, eh? Right, now you're going to tell us a story about yourself.
What sort of story?
I want you to think of an incident that's happened to you sometime in the past that is true and that you think will interest the rest of the class. All right?
Right. What about I work on a radio show at the weekend.
Well, are you going to tell us about it?
I'll just do. It's 2 hours, and it's with Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, and just sort of play music and tell stories and stuff.
What kind of stories?
Well, whatever. Like last week, it was science. We were talking about this lad who was growing a knob on his arm. So it's weird. It's tricky, sir, because like with Ricky, he gets bored quick and he won't listen to the stories, and he'll start squeezing my head.
All right. I'm not interested in what he does.
That isn't normal, is it, sir? That. I mean, it sure is a bit gay.
Is he?
Just messes about, though. Do you know what I mean? I try and like come up with good stuff, like monkey news and like quizzes and stuff. But then he'll just, Ricky will just mess about. I mean, on Saturday he did it again. He squoze me head.
How do you spell that?
Squoze.
All right,
S-Q.
come on. I'm going to show us on the board. This is a new word to me.
Squoze is S-Q-U-O-Z-E.
Aye, now tell us what it is.
It's when he gets me head and he puts one hand on the back of it, right? And he puts the other hand on the front of it and he just sort of swivels it.
Swivel, right down the board.
Oh, swivel's not it's spelled S-W-I-V, like that.
How many times a day?
How many times a day does he swells it? It depends what time he gets in. If he gets in about 12:30, he could get a good 3 in. But I think, I don't really want to talk about.
Good enough, don't you? Well done, Billy. Big hand of applause.
That is the effort.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the best thing you've ever done, Carl.
So that's Kez, right?
Yeah.
Got some good prizes there.
Not bad, yeah, good stuff.
Question is, how many times did I say Ricky can get, how many head squeezes can he get in before the start of the show? Right? So if you were listening properly, the answer's in there, right? And got some good stuff there.
Some DVDs in there, and some CDs, including some Jimi Hendrix stuff and other odds and ends. Good stuff.
Brilliant.
And just text in 83 XFM. Alright? Alright.
Eddie and the Hot Rods. Do anything you want to do on XFM 104.9. Alright? Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Well, we've had loads of entries for the how many times did I squoze his head. Well, the answer was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And who's the winner, Steve?
Let's give it to John. He's emailed in, he's got it right. He said he squozed your head 3 times on
Sure.
average.
It's not squozed, is it, Carl? That's incorrect. It's squoze, isn't it?
It depends how you say it.
Go on.
Squoze.
Well, it doesn't really, because it's nonsense anyway. It's not a real word, but...
You squoze my head,
Yeah.
I will squeeze your head. Do you know what I mean? Depends what line you're getting it in.
Sure.
Tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Any monkey news? Any educating Ricky? Anything else? I don't feel that you've earned Monday off yet, because it's just 2 hours and you only did about 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, but that took a bit of time to make.
Yeah, that's your own fault.
Yeah, but I bet you didn't do it Monday. I bet you did it on another day.
I had to come in Monday, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
but
didn't get Monday off
I
in the
bet
end.
you will do that on another day, so you're taking the piss even more, so you're doing it when you should be doing other stuff. You've still got Monday off and you've got 2 hours here. So, you're laughing either way. So don't give me that. So, do you know what I mean? What else you got?
Monkey news.
Yeah.
Well, let's do monkey news.
You want to do it now?
Yeah.
Oh, we may as well have some monkey news.
Let's have some monkey
Do
news.
some monkey news. You made enough noise there, Rick? You wanna...
Sorry, but sometimes I like to move around, lounge and that, and at the mic,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's have the jingle. We've not heard it for a while.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news, you
Right. I haven't read this through properly, so
I'm
just
assumed that. Right. What do you mean you haven't read it through
well,
properly?
basically, right, it's about problems with chat rooms and that, right? A lot of people, it's like the new way of meeting people and that in it now, chat rooms. You get on there, you can have
Right,
a chat.
if you say someone was having a meeting with someone, they
Please
wanted to
don't
meet.
preempt it.
Right, okay.
Please don't preempt it.
Right, there is not an animal in the world that
Right,
can
it doesn't
operate and
matter. Do you want to
understand.
know the story? You
And
said that
did they get
monkeys-
married? It was 3 months later. She realised, oh, there's a lot of bananas gone from my fridge.
See, what annoys
I
me
want
is,
a divorce.
This is what annoys
Bobo.
me. You say that monkeys can do Shakespeare if they're given the time.
No, that's
Listen,
not it.
Let's not get into the
It's
whole
a
Shakespeare and
philosophical
monkeys.
conundrum.
Please, let's not get into that debate again. We'll be
It's
here all
about
night.
it's about
Yeah. Alright, so
infinity.
this one then.
Oh.
So this chat room, right? And the thing is, with chat rooms, you have like a big boss who's looking over it and making sure nothing dodgy's going on.
Right.
Right, so certain keywords come up and
Who's that, Dr.
sort of thing.
Zayas?
Right? So anyway, they were looking over it, trying to look for dodgy stuff, but they kept coming over like really strange things, like instead of saying, do you want to meet in a restaurant or bar? Right, it'd be like,
Do you want me in a tree?
what tree do you want to meet at?
Right, okay.
Are you shooting off?
That's the end, yeah.
I'll see you later,
Seriously,
mate.
'cause that's gone
I'm just gonna listen to the end of it anyway.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot if you believe that shit, honestly.
No, I'm just telling you what's online.
Let's hear the rest of it.
How you're nearly you're ill. You're nearly okay.
Alright.
Well, I don't know the PC term for this, so I really apologise. You're nearly retarded in some aspects.
Instead of sort of saying wear something sexy, they'd say make sure you bring plenty of bananas. and
Right,
stuff
you're
like
talking absolute. Okay.
Are you making up the monkey news now because you can't find it anymore?
And instead of saying, should we get married, they're saying, how swollen and red is your arse?
Do you wanna
You
have a look?
stupid fool.
No, that
have a
was
look?
me.
Mark Ronson and Ooh-wee on XFM. Well, what a great show. We've had...
Informative.
It's been fun. Yeah, we've learnt some, haven't we?
Yeah.
What have we learnt?
All sorts of stuff.
We've learnt that Carl is an idiot.
Yes.
That he believes that monkeys can get on
That's
chat
more of a
sites.
confirmation of
It really,
something we already
yeah.
suspected.
We always suspected it, but that's
I just read a little email from someone who just said that in Northern Ireland there is a town called Muff.
Is there?
Yeah, it's worth knowing.
Yeah. What else do we learn? Monkey news. No one's got anything like monkey news on radio, have they?
Think of that as a boast.
Yeah.
No one has got anything like this gout.
Yeah. You call that a boil? Look at that, and look where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
We've
Okay.
not heard, sadly, back from that woman from Switzerland.
Haven't we?
I know you threw out a question.
Yeah, I just thought I wanted to find out whether the Swiss really. Well, I say they're neutral, but I would assume they'd be rooting for us and keeping quiet.
You'd hope so.
Whenever Germans went through, I went, oh yeah, well, yeah, whoever wins, yeah, but they're going, oh. Whereas with us, they're going,
Behind
all right,
their back,
lads,
give them the
all right,
finger.
lads, do you want some chocolate?
Yeah.
Here's a cookie cock. No, don't let it go off. I'm hiding.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Sure.
But they better want us to win, because it wasn't for us, and we'd have let fascism go in there, and they'd be speaking bloody German and Italian all over the place, wouldn't they?
I think they do.
Huh?
I think they do.
What?
They do speak German and Italian.
Why? Why?
I don't know, they just couldn't be bothered to come up with their own language, and they chose that one, I suppose. Or they chose those.
What's the point of being foreign if you don't speak English?
I've no idea. You'd have to ask them.
That's mental.
I don't know.
What would I do if I went there?
You wouldn't. Why would you go?
They don't speak the language.
If you're gonna have to choose a language to speak, choose English.
Even the Dutch, they've got their own language, but they don't speak
They
it because
can't be arsed with it.
well, it sounds silly.
Yeah.
So they speak English.
Of course they do.
You see, Dutch people,
Yeah.
so in Amsterdam, with clogs on, they'll be chatting
Chatting away.
English.
In English.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah. Oh God, I was there once, and there was a mouse.
Right.
It's just there on the stair. It was a little mouse with clogs on.
Yeah. Where?
On there.
On the
stair, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's languages. We learned about languages, didn't we? I'm not a linguist, but I pretty much think that's what happens.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something I learned in the week.
Go on.
Yeah. This will be one thing. He did definitely learned only one thing this week.
It's a good one, though.
Don't insult Suzanne's hair.
I learned 2 things
Go on.
this week.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't put your trousers on over your head. Because I know you were persevering with that for a while.
Mercury may look nice, but bad for you. Go on.
There are more moves on a chessboard.
Then particles in the universe.
That puts you off learning it, doesn't it?
Well, no, it's a possibility.
No, they
It's the
said
fact
it is. It is. It said that's...
Yes, that's right. It's a possibility because it's basically that it tends towards infinity because no two games are the same. So it's not that you've got to learn that many moves.
It's not that good.
I don't wish to criticise Rick, because I know you were trying to inform him then. It's a good job you're not a teacher, because as you gabbled the phrase, it tends towards infinity,
Yeah.
it kind of came out as...
Okay, yeah.
Imagine if you're one of those kind of foreign students who's gone here to study, and they, sometimes they put
What, Swiss?
they put the tape recorder by the
Yeah.
lecturer.
Yeah.
Listen back to that, really. It's something towards infinity, I'm not sure. It tends towards infinity.
It's talking about tents. I not understand. Cuckoo.
So, yeah, we've all
had a good time.
We've all had a good few
We've had a
laughs.
great time.
Can I just say to everyone, have a great Saturday.
Alright, see you later.
You like the Thorns, you played the Thorns
Love the
earlier. I think you'll
Thorns,
enjoy this as an old track from Hawksley Workman.
Brilliant.
Bad name, good song.
See you next week.